What does it mean to live more with less? I'm Katie Wells, and welcome to the Maximized Minimalist Podcast. If you found yourself caught up in the hamster wheel of modern-day motherhood and want to rewrite the script, congratulations, you're in the right place. I'm here to be your guide and help you take back your motherhood and achieve a simpler, more joy-filled life. Cheers to being a maximized minimalist. Enjoy the show. Be honest, have you ever thought this before? Or maybe you're thinking it right now. The holidays are just around the corner, so I'm just going to wait until January to start fill in the blank. Is that working out? Is it eating better? Is it decluttering? There's no question that January is synonymous with New Year's resolutions and a fresh start. I'm here for it. I get it. Society collectively views these times as opportunities for change and improvement. It's very motivating. It's like this built-in motivation, at least for the first 7 to 10 days of the new year, if we're lucky. But in reality, this mindset can hold us back more than we realize. And I want to highlight a few reasons why this thinking is dangerous, because I know some of you listening are still so tempted to hold off. It's that time of year. Oh, I'll just give it a few more months. What's the worst that can happen? I don't have time right now, right? We all have our reasons. Number one, clutter is going to be growing. Holy cannoli. During the holidays, whether you're intentional about the stuff that comes into your home or not, there tends to be an influx of stuff. Yes or yes. I can't tell you, it makes my heart hurt how many women come into my world, come first thing in January, and they're faced with a bigger mess than what they had even 2 months ago. It's so much overwhelming, and it makes it so much harder to start. Number two, we have a massive missed opportunity for stress relief. Clutter adds stress to your environment. Starting now means you can feel lighter going into the holidays versus overwhelmed. Okay. The perfect time is right now. So what's the alternative? Start integrating decluttering into your daily life so it doesn't have to be this overwhelming, burdening task. And I want to share a few practical ways to do that. Number one, integrate clutter audits into your daily resets. So one of the best ways to keep clutter from piling up is to make it a habit, right? Not a task on your to-do list. A great strategy is to integrate what I call clutter audits into your normal everyday routines. Daily resets, if you're a student of mine or listener, you know what those are, or even just your daily chores. And clutter audit usually takes less than 30 seconds. That's the beauty of it. It can take 10 seconds. It can take as long as you want, long as you have, whatever. And it can be done while you're doing your normal household routines. So if you're folding laundry, if you're putting clean dishes away or tidying up the living room or cleaning the bathroom, my most despised household task. Now my kids help me with that, which is a blessing, but I digress. Take a moment to ask yourself if there's something you can let go of. Is there a shirt you don't wear anymore every time you open your dresser that you can put in your donation bin? Is there a kitchen tool you never use? These small decluttering moments add up and make a big impact over time. Think about it. If you declutter one thing a day for, let's just say, the next 60 days, you're going to be off to a huge head start, right? 60 things. Your home is going to be 60 things lighter. And actually, one of my favorite, maybe motivating concepts or analogies that I once read about clutter is this. Instead of seeing objects as objects, see them as magnets for your attention. I think this was said by James Clear. I'm paraphrasing here. Okay, so now bring this in mind. An average American home has 300,000 items in it. Now, based on what I just shared, let me rephrase that. Another way is to say you have 300,000 magnets for your attention in your home. Woo, that made me straighten up a little bit and made me want to declutter. I don't know about you. Now, if you get rid of 60 things over the next month, maybe perhaps just even hearing that one statement, you'll go a little bit more gung-ho, devote a little more time. Maybe you shoot for 80 or 100 items. You will be 100 items less come January, right? It's 100 magnets for your attention, pulling your focus, attention, your presence away from what and who you want to focus on to it. That's no longer like you cut the ties between you and that magnet for your attention when you declutter it. You gain your time and attention back. That's powerful stuff. And when you're anchoring these clutter audits to a habit you already have, it doesn't feel like an extra chore. When we integrate things, they're automated. We don't think about it. Making the declutter process more natural and less overwhelming is the name of the game. This is how you do it. Number 2, set up a donation bin. I will say this for the rest of my days till I'm blue in the face. Some of you have heard me say this 18,000 times. Have you done it yet? It's one thing to hear information, nod your head, say, amen, I'm here for it. But it's much different to actually do the thing, take action, implement. Put your donation bin, use a trash bag, doesn't have to be pretty, whatever you have. And when you're decluttering, using those clutter audits, you have a dedicated spot to put it. The donation bin is essential. It's not oh, that's nice to have. It's essential. You should have one in your home forever. Why? Because decluttering is an ongoing process. A dedicated spot, whether it's a bin, a bag, an old Amazon cardboard box, don't care. This needs to be easily accessible and will make it simple to drop items in as you go about your day and do these clutter audits. Maybe you have a donation bin. Are you using it? Perhaps you need to add a second or a third one in your home. Could you benefit from that? If you have a multi-level home, the answer is always yes. You should have one, in my opinion, on each level. So we have our main one that lives in our garage, and we have a second one in my laundry room. I added one to my closet. It reminds me every time I walk into my closet, hey, should I do an audit? Should I pick one thing out to let go of? Should I let go of something? And I added them to my kids' rooms. Now, I'm not saying go from 0 to 5 donation bins, but the more you utilize even just one bin, the more you understand the power of it. So perhaps you're at a phase where you're like, oh, I could benefit from a second one. Do it. Step 3, create a vision for your space. This is so under-discussed, but so highly valuable. Decluttering becomes so much easier when you have a clear vision of what you want your space to look and feel like. This reminds me of my client, Kelly, who really struggled to declutter her basement for years. She came to me, she joined my inner circle, and she's like, Katie, I've made progress in all these other areas of my home. It feels better, it looks better, but for whatever reason, my basement, I'm stuck. I need help. The basement was her catch-all spot in her house. And no matter what she tried, she was stuck. She couldn't get anywhere. So one of the first exercises I had her do was cast her vision for the basement. What activities do I want to happen in this space? Who is going to be using this space? How do I want to feel in this space? And these questions helped her finally get a clear vision on what she wanted for her basement. It opened up the door for possibilities, for opportunities to craft her basement environment to support her, who she is now, her season of life, her family, and her aspirations, her goals. One of those was her wellness. She wanted to create time and energy, space rather, in her home to help her focus on her wellness, use the treadmill, use the rower that was sitting in her basement as a glorified clothes hanger, right? It happens, no judgment. And just by having that clear vision, it allowed her to make progress. And guess what? Now she gets to use that basement. She gets to use her exercise equipment. It's a powerful thing. Number 4, focus on small, high impact areas. I get it. Some of you are listening going, my whole house is a disaster. I don't even know where to begin. Everything feels urgent and important. I'm paralyzed. I'm overwhelmed. If you want to see quick results, or if you just need help starting somewhere, start with a small, high traffic area. Kitchen counter, a 12 by 12 space on a kitchen counter, maybe not even the full island. You just start in a small section of it. An entryway or one shelf on the entryway. Your living room or the top of a coffee table in your living room that has a bunch of clutter or mess on it. These are spots where stuff, whether it's expected mess or clutter, tends to accumulate quickly. And tackling them for just a few seconds, perhaps minutes, 2 minutes each day, can really give you a huge visual boost. And that makes our hearts feel so much lighter, doesn't it? Like you might see that there's more to go. You might know, oh yeah, I get it. I'm in a marathon here. It's empowering to take your first step. Number 5, declutter as you go. Another simple tip to declutter as you prepare for the holidays is as you are bringing things out, decorations, cookie cutters, seasonal items, consider letting go of older items you no longer love or use. One of my favorite tips is when you bust out your holiday bin to decorate, notice what's on the very bottom of that bin. Chances are high the things on the very bottom weren't used last year, right? Makes sense. You took stuff out, you put it back on top. Maybe you did that for the last few years. Maybe that decor is not your style. Maybe you moved and you don't have space for it. Maybe it no longer sparks joy. Whatever it is. So there's some easy low-hanging fruit, I'm telling you, when it comes to things for the holidays. Or perhaps you use a simple one in, one out rule. For every new item you bring into your home, remove something to keep it more balanced. Don't fall for the myth that you need to wait until January to start decluttering. Okay. I'm smiling because I know some of you are still going to do it. Some of you are going to listen and you're going to be so, so grateful. Seconds, I'm asking, seconds a day. You have a huge return on your investment by making clutter audits a part of your routine. Cast a vision for your space, set up a donation bin. You will create a habit that's so easy to maintain. You're going to reduce holiday stress, overwhelm. Like it's just going to be, it's going to be unicorns and rainbows, y'all. Like we're going to just have the best holiday ever. So for extra motivation and behind the scenes tips, make sure to join my Ready, Set, Simplify newsletter. That link will be in the show notes for you. I can't wait to see you and hang out with you next Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed this MythBuster series episode today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.